Hey, what is going on, guys? It is me, Parkzy here, your coach for the ARMALDOS. It's about to say my other team name, but don't worry, guys. I got yous all. I know what my team names are. Of course, they are both bug types, so you can cut me some slack for that. But today we're going to be going through our 11 picks of the PBA, and you might be saying, well, Parkzy, you dropped out of the DGBA and the UPC. It seems a bit weird why you're actually joining into this league. Okay, and there's multiple reasons why I will explain why I joined this league. Firstly, this league was already up while the UPC and the DGBA were taking their battles. Second of all, the DGBA required you to play 2 games a week, so I couldn't really do that with how much free time I got. Also, I don't really want to drop out of the league where I'm creator of. That doesn't really make sense. Already has dropped out, and 2 other people, Rapaz, of course. But basically, this was supposed to be a 20-player league. Then 2 people turned out not to be active. They turned out to be inactive. They haven't joined since or apologized or anything, so I don't know. I'm just assuming that they left or whatever. And then we got a replacement for Haz. So it is an 18-player draft, but it was originally a 20-player draft. So I'm going to be going through my 11 picks. If you guys do enjoy this video at any time, make sure to leave a like, subscribe with notifications on, and comment down below something, I don't know, just something random. So we're going to be going through my first pick now. Originally I was 19th out of 20th, so even in my own league I can't really get that good of a place. But it's not that bad of a place. It means that I'm one person off the wheel pick. If you guys do not know what wheel pick is, it basically means you get to draft 2 Pokemon in the same one after another. So that's really good for building cores. I'd rather have a really good core and then wait a lot of picks for a semi-decent core yet again, rather than just getting a huge, strong Pokemon and then probably not really getting a good Pokemon to pair it up with. So my first Pokemon I decided to pick up was Zapdos. I know Zapdos isn't really a round 1 pick, it's more a round 2 or a round 3 pick. But I decided to pick it up anyway just because I did not want this Pokemon getting sniped from me. It gives me so many options, so much utility, and so many great offensive options. For a first round pick. And that's what I like with tier 1 Pokemon, is that Pokemon that can be diverse defensively and offensively. I don't really like picking up Pokemon that are only good offensively or only good defensively. I don't really like that. Like, that's why I would never draft Chansey or anything like that, because they're just, apart from getting up Stealth Rocks and being a cleric, that's all it can really do. It can't be offensive. I'm pretty sure Chansey either way was down in tier 2, but you know, you get what I'm saying. Also Pokemon like Kartana, they can't really be defensive. But Zapdos, we're gonna go with this Pokemon. Got a lot of great utility, as I was saying. Got Tailwind, got Defog, got Roost, some very nice moves, of course. It can also, I believe, it gets Baton Pass. Also, we are allowed Baton Pass. The only thing we're allowed to Baton Pass is Wishes. We aren't allowed to Baton Pass any stat boost, nor are we allowed to Baton Pass substitutes, ingrains, anything like that. We're not allowed to do. Is there anything else we can Baton Pass apart from ingrain? I'm pretty sure there is, but we're not allowed to Baton Pass any of that. So you try dry Baton Passing with Wish. So things like Vaporeon and Sylveon are slightly better because they do get that switch initiative. Zapdos allows me to get not only a fastball switcher but a slow volt switch. So that's pretty good because it's 100 base speed. That is very customizable. I can make this a bulky Pokemon, and it can take a hit and then volt switch, or else it can immediately volt switch and decide that I know can take a hit very well. Either way, Zapdos is an incredible Pokemon. Its style is really hard to switch into, and it also gets moves that it doesn't even need, but you know, it's just nice to have moves in case you want to hit something really hard. It gets moves like Ancient Power, Drill Peck, Double Edge, Extra Sensory, Heat Wave, things that it doesn't need, but it's just nice that the Pokemon gets. I mean, I can use Heat Wave for things like Ferrothorn, of course, but usually it's going to be running like maybe Stabs and something like that. I also can use Hidden Power Grass and Hidden Power Ice, which is pretty nice. So I think apart from that, okay, there's one other thing that I wanted to state, and that is that I can also use Pressure Protect. So this Pokemon's actually one of the best Pokemon on stall teams because it can stall out Pokemon's PP. As a Pokemon's got 8 PP and say like Draco Meteor or Hydro Pump, it instantly drops down to 4 because this Pokemon takes away 2 PP instead of 1 PP. So that's very good for stalling out Pokemon that have Draco Meteor, whatever, that might be a nuisance for my team. I can easily just stall them out of that, and then it's no problem. Zapdos is of course very good Toxic Mon, which I don't really have many Toxic Mons in my leagues. I've been noticing that quite a few of my leagues I've participated in I don't have a good Pokemon to run Toxic, so Zapdos, like 90% of the weeks, can be my efficient Toxic user. So yeah, next up I decided to pick up your boy Scolipede. Now, I watched Hughesman play with this Pokemon and I absolutely love it. Scolipede is a nightmare when going up against. It's really scary on the offensive end because if this thing gets up a Sword Stance, you might as well kiss your entire draft from team goodbye. It also is going to be my Z user because this move pool on Scolipede is actually pretty darn good. Scolipede, of course, is a speed demon having base 112 speed and also the ability to increase the speed by 1.5 times every single turn because of speed boost. There's just so much about this Pokemon and I didn't really have a lot of time to record, so I'll just try and get through it quickly. This Pokemon is an incredible Pokemon being able to Sword Stance and get its speed boost. It can also be a hazard stacker. It allows me to get Tox Spikes and Spikes, which is incredible. This Pokemon's move pool is really good as well. I guess Rock Slide, Earthquake, Aqua Tail, other things that can just hit Pokemon really hard. You've got a Rock type Pokemon you think can switch into this Pokemon well. It fears things like Earthquake and Aqua Tail. And Fire type Pokemon that may resist its bug stab also get nuked by the 3 moves that I already said. Coverage. It also gets some other coverage like Sod if I want to run it just in case I get my Scolipede burnt. But if you cannot burn this thing or get a haze off or paralyze this thing, it is going to be a nightmare. Even if you do paralyze this thing, it's still a nightmare because after a plus 2 speed boost, it actually is faster than when it gets paralyzed, which is a bit annoying. The Scolipede, very good Pokemon, allows me to hazard stack if I need to. I might not hazard stack as much as most people because of course this is my Z user, so I'm probably only going to be running a hazard stack in Scolipede at most 2 or 3 weeks. But definitely a great wall breaker, a great Z user, and a very underrated Z user. I watched Hughesman, of course, as I said previously, used this in SDL with some great success. Not in my battle, of course, because Sergio O'Rourke is a legend, but he used this with some great success in the SDL, and I really just want to follow his footsteps. And also in this pick I sniped Has, so, you know, what can you say? There can't really be much better than that. The next pick was Goodra, which went in round 3, and I'm surprised Goodra actually stayed and came back to me. I thought I was going to be sniped because there was 36 picks. There was 36 picks between me and my round 2 and my round 3 picks, so I was certain that this dragon was going to get sniped from me, and somehow it didn't, and I ended up sniping about 3 or 4 people with this pick, and it's just right because Goodra's amazing. Of course, you have to consider that 2 people about this time were inactive, so actually I didn't have to hear them sniping me, but still, we didn't know if they're going to come back on and just pick up Goodra, so I was still a little bit wary, but Goodra's got 3 pretty good abilities, viable abilities. Usually you're going to see me using Gooey, but it does get Sap Sipper, which means it basically is immune to Grass type, and every time it gets hit by a Grass type attack, it gets a +1 attack boost. Hydration is good if I want to run here, Rain Dance, and then Goodra can absorb things like Toxic Spikes, Toxics, Will-O-Wisps, Thunder Waves, things like that. Gooey is very good and probably going to be the ability I'm going to be running most weeks, and it basically means that any physical attacker that makes contact with this Pokemon will get a reduction in their speed by 1. Goodra is its own wall, seriously. You could have 10 hyper offensive Pokemon and a Goodra and still you would have a mixed attacking core just because Goodra is on the team. It's basically like Cresselia but different typing. Goodra also can hit on the physical and special side, and I know I said this for most of my Pokemon so far, actually, maybe not Zapdos, but this Pokemon's move pool is ginormous. It's absolutely incredible. It gets Earthquake power with Sludge Wave, it gets Fire Blast, it gets Thunderbolt, it gets Blizzard, it just gets so many good moves that it can use, and of course it does get really good Dragon Stab with Outrage and Meteor, which you may be saying, okay Parkzy, like, you know, it gets the Outrage and Draco Meteor, like, big deal, but you'd be surprised about how many Dragon types actually don't get Draco Meteor or Outrage, and they'll have to resort to some other things like that. I can also use Dragon Tail very effectively because of its low speed stat. Goodra can be an incredible Assault Vest user, and like, look at that special defense stat, 150. I've seen Ice Beams to this thing do about 15 and 20%. Goodra's the type of Pokemon that if you hit an AV Goodra on the special side, it stab super effective move does about as much as a non-stab, not very super effective move would you do to like a normal Pokemon, because this Pokemon's special defense stat is through the roof. Its defense stat isn't that great, but of course, because you've got such a high special defense stat, you don't really need to invest into it, so you just invest almost fully into your defense stat and have a really good mixed wall and also a mixed wall breaker, because as I said previously, this Pokemon's moveset is really good, and it can be a phaser with Dragon Tail, so that's nice as well. Okay guys, so I brought the par with my round 4 pick. A Pokemon that, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the most underrated Mega in the entirety of Draft League format. I'm gonna say that right there. It might be a bold statement, but I believe so. Mega Tyranitar gives me an incredible amount of options to my Mega. I was afraid of this thing getting picked up in case someone else wanted to try it out. Mega Tyranitar is really good Pokemon. It does suffer from its 4 times weakness to fighting types, but if you do not hit this Pokemon with a super effective attack, it will literally laugh in your face. I'm not even kidding. A stab physical attack, gonna do nothing. A stab special attack, well, good luck with that. Because this Pokemon gets Sandstream, and these guys do not know Sandstream buffs rock type special defense stat. I'm not sure if it's 1.5 times or 2 times, but still, with a base 120 special defense stat, you're gonna be taking special hits no matter what. You also have a base 150 defense stat combined with that nice 100 HP stat, and it also has very good offensives. First, let's go over the special defense, special attack stat, of 95. Now, people may be saying that 95 special attack is not that good, but it's a really nice gimmick, and it also allows you to run things like Blizzard, Fire Blast, things like that. It can hit very nicely on the special side. It also gets Surf, if I believe. Yeah, I don't know why this thing gets Surf, but hey, say goodbye to your ground type if it's physically defensive. It also has, of course, one of the highest attack stats in the game, which makes me wonder why this Pokemon actually is like relatively untested in Draft League format. I've rarely seen it being picked up in leagues, and it's always done a lot of work. Like, who was it? It was Pittsburgh Pirates. Who is that coach? I'm not talking about Rattata, man. It was the other guy. I can't remember who exactly it was, but he used it really well. And then also Jerry Oak, wasn't that him who had it in the NPA Season 2? He made it to playoffs with his Mega Tyranitar stuff here as well. So you might be wondering why is Tyranitar so good. Well, firstly, I guess this little move called Dragon Dance, probably one of the best moves in the game for setup sweeping, if not the best. Gives me a +1 attack boost and a +1 speed boost. So essentially, Tyranitar with +2 speed is going to be outspeeding your whole team, even though it only has a base 70 speed stat. And of course, you get that attack stat boosted any higher, it is just going to nuke things. Edgequake on this Pokemon destroys everything. It is a great Pursuit Trapper because it does get access to Pursuit. And also can be my Stealth Rock setter if I do want to run a defensive variant of Tyranitar, because Stealth Rock's Tyranitar is nothing to laugh at. The Sandstream, unfortunately, if you've seen the title, is only going to be up to 5 turns. It can't be like my Hippowdon where I run Smooth Rock onto it and I get 8 turns of sand. No, I get 5 turns of sand, but still can be pretty useful. I can't wait to use my Tyranitar. I think that people have really underestimated it, and I can't wait to really show it off in Draft League format and show just how good it can really be. Next up for my round 5 pick was Slowbro. So Slowbro is a Pokemon that was originally an OU, and it fell down all the way to NU in Generation 7. But you know what, as soon as Ash Greninja gets banned from OU, it will rise back up. I use Pokemon in RU and UU, and it's absolutely fine. And it's going to be pretty darn good in Draft League format as well. Its defense stat is pretty good, as well as a pretty decent finesse stat. And do not forget its Pokemon connection to Calm Mind, so it can boost that special defense stat even more. Has a base 100 defense stat, base 95 HP stat, and base 8 to death. The stats don't really look that appealing, but trust me, once you get a few Calm Minds up, then this Pokemon will start wrecking. It takes literally nothing from knockoff, and if I want to be a little bit more cheeky, I can run Cobra Berry, Slowbro, just so knockoffs literally do nothing. Like, they literally tickle this Pokemon. I can run Spec Slowbro, I can run Assault Vest Slowbro, anything like that. Future Sight from this Pokemon hurts, and also it gets some moves. I'm not going to say its move pool is outrageous because it's not, but it does get things like Ice Beam and Fire Blast that can be useful for grass type Pokemon. Plus it also gets Future Sight, which I do think has been a very It hasn't been used very much, but I've used it in RU and NU. I've seen people use it in NU a lot, and I tried using it, and it's pretty good. It forces your opponent not to go into things like fighting type Pokemon or even things like poison type Pokemon to like double right or catch your Pokemon on a switch or something like that. So it really forces your Pokemon to play differently, which is pretty good. So Slowbro, a very good defensive pivot, also gives me a regenerator Pokemon so I can take a hit through, switch back out again and start nuking things with my Scolipede or my Dragon Dance Tyranitar. The next pickup was Registeel. Now Registeel, the Pokemon that arguably should have been in Tier 3. I got a few complaints that it should be in Tier 3, but for about 90% of drafts you see, this Pokemon was Tier 4, so I kept it in Tier 4. Registeel gives me, of course, another special defensive Pokemon. You might be catching a trend, okay? Tyranitar, physically defensive, Goodra, specially defensive, Registeel, specially defensive, Slowbro, physically defensive. Registeel gives me a secondary Stealth Rock Setter because I don't want to waste Tyranitar's great move pool and Dragon Dance potential just to be my Stealth Rock Setter every week. I want to bring this Registeel boy every once in a while. Registeel is one of the very few Pokemon that's very defensive and doesn't set up fodder. I mean, this Pokemon can run Iron Head, Rock Slide, Earthquake, gets actually a decent move pool, even gets Explosion. That's a decent move pool for a Pokemon that's only built for utility. It does have usable stats and offensive wise with 75 and 75. Actually, I'm getting Registeel mixed up with Regice. It actually has base 150 in both stats, so that's incredible. It literally can take any hit. But I can make this a special defensive pivot or a physically defensive pivot. I'm pretty sure if this Pokemon got Recover, it would be OU, no joke. Also gives me another great Toxic User, and also Thunder Wave, who does not love that. As I said previously, you can't really set up a Substitute or a Sword Stance or a Dragon Dance or a Can Mount on this Pokemon because you do hear its Iron Head Stab, which can be pretty nice. Clear Body also means its attack can't be dropped by Intimidate, or in Sticky Webs, my speed cannot be lowered, so that's pretty good. Okay, so I know that this was very early to pick up Tangela, but firstly, I was at school when this was happening, and then I was like, okay, you've got 2 hours left because previously we did have 6 hours between 6 or 4 hours, I can't remember which, but I basically had 2 hours to make my pick. Tangela was the only thing I had in mind, and I didn't really care what got taken by this stage. Current naive me, but I decided to pick up Tangela. Firstly, as you guys are probably going to notice, it gives me an incredible regenerative core with Slowbro. Very hardcore to beat. You may be saying, oh well, their special defense stat isn't that great. Tangela's got a base 40 special defense stat, Slowbro's got a base 80. It's not that good. Yeah, when you pair that with Goodra, then good luck really doing anything to my team. Tangela also gives me an incredible defensive pivot, base 115 defense. May not look that incredible, but it is a very life boosted, so basically you're going to be timesing that defense stat by 1.5. Yeah, it's a lot. Also has a pretty good special defense stat with base 100, so I can even fire off Leaf Storms. I'm pretty sure Tangela's Leaf Storms can OHKO Mega Slowbro from full. I've heard that, and I don't know whether to believe it or not, but I've heard it. Also gives me a Pokemon with knockoff, which I didn't have this thus far. It also gives me a Pokemon with reliable recovery of Synthesis and Leech Seed, and also it gives me a Grass type, so that will almost be running out my Fire Quarter Grass core, just Fire type Pokemon, and unfortunately a lot of Fire type Pokemon around this time are getting drafted. I want Emboar Snipe, I want a Bliskin Snipe, I want a Talonflame Snipe, well not really Talonflame, but you get the gist of it. I want a Alola Marowak, that's the Pokemon I really wanted, and I got sniped. So my next pickup for round 8 was Moltres. As I said, a lot of Fire type Pokemon were going, and I could not risk Moltres. It was down in Tier 4, and it's a pretty good Pokemon. It's very common in RU now. I do not know why this Pokemon made it down to NU for Generation 7. What were they thinking? This Pokemon is a very stable Pokemon in RU, and it gives me, firstly, not the most reliable, but it does give me another defaulter alongside Zapdos. People were actually mocking me for picking up this Pokemon alongside Zapdos, and were like, oh, when are you gonna pick up Articuno? You know, when are you gonna pick up all 3 of the legendary birds? I've only got 2 on this team, spoilers, but I did not pick up Articuno, okay? I'm not having another Pokemon that's 4 times weak to rocks. Moltres has a great, I'm gonna predict this, that has a base 125 special attack stat, as yes it does, and a base 90 speed stat, which helps out my speed tiering between Goodra and Zapdos. and it has a very good typing and fire and flying. Also gets flame body, so that means the fighting type Pokemon are gonna have to think twice when hitting this Pokemon, which is pretty good, because up until this far I didn't really have much fighting type Pokemon with knockoff, but Moltres now you can come in, potentially burn them, and then fire off hurricanes in the sand as well. Does get reliable recovery with Roost, and also gets the same deal with Zapdos to get some other coverage like extra sensory, and as I said previously, ancient power. I can also use agility. I've heard that agility Moltres is something you can run if you want to. I don't know if I'm gonna try it out, but maybe for 1 week. If I don't know if I can guarantee to make it to playoffs, I might have a fun week where I bring like agility Moltres or something like that. Yes guys, I have decided to pick it up. So for round 9 I decided to pick up Stoutland, my little boy. Unfortunately, with only 5 turns of sand, Pokemon's not going to be brought most weeks as a Sand Rush variant. If anything, you're probably going to be bringing it as a defensive Pokemon, or else a Choice Band Scrappy Wall Breaker. It can also, I think that people forget the fact that Stoutland can actually, like, it can actually survive without the sand, because people think, oh, you know, Stoutland, it's Life Orb Sand Rush, that's the only viable set. No, you can get Intimidate, Rocky Helmet, Stoutland with things like Thunder Wave as well. It also gets Retaliate, so that means it's basically a 70 base power normal stat attack, and if it has been used after one of your after a Pokemon on your team has went down, it then boosts itself by 2 times. So that means you're firing off base 100 before you attack, which is stab, so that's pretty scary to switch into. The Pokemon's coverage is good, not amazing, but it does get all the fine moves, crunch, superpower, things like that. Although I'm probably not going to be running superpower because this is going to be a sweeper in the sand. I just really want my attack stat down. Maybe if there's a defensive rock type, but I don't know. I think this is really good, so great. It doesn't get any ground type attack. It gets dig. Okay, well, good luck to. Please don't bring the rock types against me. But Stoutland, it can be brought in multiple ways, as I said previously, defensive, Sand Rush variant. And although I only have 5 turns of sand on my Mega Tyranitar, I think this Pokemon can make a few random appearances and definitely catch some teams off guard. It is a great Puppo. I love my great Puppo. This is probably one of my favorite Pokemon, if not my favorite Pokemon in the entirety of Pokemon. It's just such a cute Pokemon. It's actually a pretty good wall breaker. I've used it in RU with Gigalith, and it can break some pretty good walls in there. So I'll admit, this Pokemon was not my first pickup. It was actually supposed to be Whimsicott. Seems a little bit weird since I've got Tangela, but Whimsicott gave me a more offensive grass type, which actually is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure Whimsicott has got a less special, it has a less special attack stat than Tangela. Its special attack is only like 81, while Tangela's 100, so that's pretty funny. But still, I wanted Whimsicott for one thing and one thing only, which was thanks to Memento. If these guys do not know what Memento does, it basically kills your Pokemon and gives your opponent's Pokemon on the field a -2 attack and -2 special attack. So basically that means I can use Memento and then switch out into Slowbro instead of Calm Minds, or go into Mega Tyranitar, set up Dragon Dances, or set up Sword Stance of my Scolipede, or else go out into, I don't know, just Stoutland, I guess, and just start wall breaking. But Gardevoir, you know, it's a decent Pokemon. I didn't really have much option. I was looking for a tier 3 fairy type Pokemon. Thank you for Haz for trying to help me out with my tier 3 fairy, because I was at school yet again while this was going on in Discord. Gardevoir, it was either this or Klefki, and Klefki I didn't really want just because I already had Steel type Pokemon, a defensive Steel type Pokemon, and Klefki, it's kind of set up water, I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't really hit that hard either, and it doesn't get Play Rough. No, it doesn't get Iron Head, that's the thing, it doesn't get Iron Head for some reason. So Gardevoir, it gives me a special wall breaker, which my team kind of needed. It has very good stabs, not much wants to come in on a Moonblast, and then wants to come in on a Psyshock either. I think, I don't even know what to comment on that actually. It's got a very good stab, now I'm thinking about it, very good stabs, but a great Scarf Pokemon, great Choice Specs Pokemon, and also gets the ability to trick, so if I want to run a Choice Object, and I can trick with my opponent. Also a good Calm Mind setup, Sweeper, I just noticed that. Also get some utility of things like Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, I think this thing that's Dark Pulse, I'm not entirely sure. And what else can this Pokemon do? It can also Healing Wish, that's what I was going to go for. It can Healing Wish, so this basically means that if I'm Scarf Gardevoir and I have my 15 hit points left, then I can basically sack off my Gardevoir and then my switching will be healed by that 68 HP stuff. So it's going to be gaining about 30 or 40%, which would be very useful. It can essentially give my Mega Tyranitar a second life if it's the case. Okay guys, and this is my final pick. It's a bit weird picking up a Alolan Sandslash. I know these guys are saying Alolan Sandslash on the Sand Team really Parkzy, but these guys gotta understand, every single spinner I wanted got sniped from me. I wanted the Hitmon Top, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, they were all taken. I wanted Cradle, it was taken. I wanted Avalok, it was taken. I wanted Cryogonal, originally, it was taken. I wanted, what else? I wanted Sandslash, it was taken because Sandslash was actually pretty useful on my Sand Team. I wanted Armaldo, I even dropped down to Armaldo. I wanted to pick up my mascot techniques and Flyzone Tugget. So it was either this or Spinda or Delibird for my spinner, or Torkoal. And Torkoal on a Sand Team, are you serious? Like, I'm not running a Sun Team, I'm running a Sand Team. So, Alolan Sandslash was basically the best spinner that was left. I don't care if I have to bring this thing with a flipping Focus Sash to get webs or Toxic Spikes off the field. I will do it. It's not a very good Pokemon, I'm not gonna lie. It really needs sand, not sand, really needs hail to be a decent Pokemon. It has not a very good attack stat, only base 100. A good defense stat, but its typing sucks. It's weak to ground, it's 4 times weak to fire and fighting, which also shares weakness with my Mega Tyranitar, 4 times weakness to fighting. However, Gardevoir 4 times resist fighting, and Scolipede 4 times resist fighting, so it should be okay. Like I said, I just want a Rapid Spinner in case of that week, but I wanted to bring a Hazard Stacking Core of Scolipede and Mega Tyranitar or Registeel for Stealth Rocks, and I just wanted Sandslash for Rapid Spin, because Zapdos, I don't want to bring Defog Zapdos all the time. Moltres really is not that great of a defogger, so I just wanted a Rapid Spinner that was slightly viable and I could use maybe a few weeks. Don't expect this Pokemon to come much of the time, I just wanted a spinner and this was the best thing that was available. So thanks guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to slap a like on it and subscribe. You just hit over 100 subscribers, that's incredible. Thanks guys for being such a good fan base, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.